last night was the Margate Memorials. We broadcasted live from the beach in Margate for the 2023 Margate Memorial Lifeguard Championships. What a night.
And that's from Brigantine all the way down to
Cape May Point. Nice. For all 15 beach patrols. Now, what made this race interesting was the fact that it was an angry ocean last night. And we knew, going in, when the waves are like this, almost anything can happen. You can have a guy that's in sixth place, a guy that maybe turned the flag in sixth place, catch a wave and just go right by everybody. Now, our first guest is experienced oarsman. He's been around for a long time, and he knows the ocean. But I'm almost certain when we talk to him, he's going to tell us how unpredictable when Mother Nature throws you a curveball.
You said one of the boats flipped over.
Yeah, one of the boats flipped over, and the guy got pitched. So let's go to the sports hotline and welcome in Lieutenant Eric Wolf from the Avalon Beach Patrol. Good morning, Eric.
Billy, good morning. Good to be with you again.
Hey, Eric, you guys were to the south of us for where our tent, where our truck was, so we could hardly see you. But I know that all the boats that were in front of us were getting drilled on the way out, and I'm sure you had no exception there. You were getting drilled too.
Yeah, last night was one of those nights where you just have to have in your mind as a rower and a competitor that everybody's going to get hit. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb on the way out, getting through the surf and getting through the waves, so you just have to keep churning, and that's going to happen no matter where you are set up in the course. It was just that kind of a race last night.
Now, Eric, you're an experienced oarsman. You've been around for a long time, and you can handle the boat. But even that being said, it's still a difficult race for you guys. What's the hardest part about rowing in the ocean like that, under those conditions?
Yeah. The main thing that you want to focus on when you're in an ocean like that is you want to get out of the surf as quickly as you possibly can. As you saw last night, the surf was up. And really what you want to do is you want to get in that boat quick, get a real good start, and just break through that surf as quickly as you possibly can. You can still stay in that race, especially in the doubles when you're talking about a 15, 16-minute row. But if you catch water over your bow, as a few boats did last night, you're going to be done very, very quickly. You can't row the boat with water in the boat. You're just not going to be able to stay on a pace. So the main thing that everybody was trying to do last night is get through that surf as quickly as you possibly can, and some boats were a little better at it than others.
Now the Seville brothers, Jack and Joe Seville, there's some new blood. They won the doubles row last night. Sean Duffy and Mike McGrath from Longport came in second. The Blair brothers from Atlantic City came in third. And Gary Nagel and Dave Julian from Avalon came in came in fourth. So you guys, and then Hayden Smallwood and Bob Beckel from Margate.
They did, yeah. Our guys were fourth, and they made significant improvement from the Dutch Hoffman. They had a good week of practice, and I was very pleased with the progress that Dave and Gary made last night. I do have to say I'm extremely impressed with how fast Brigantine is moving the boat. The Seville brothers, Jack and Joe,
really good.
I would have to say, and they were moving the boat too at the Dutch Hoffman a week ago. They won by a good margin last night, and I would have to say, all things considered, they have to be considered the boat to beat at the South Jersey next week.
Of course, we'll be broadcasted live from Margate again for the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships next Friday from 6 to 8. Of course, the race starts at 6:30. In the singles race, I saw Mike McGrath. I believe it was the Wildwood boat. Mike turned the flag, and I spoke with him after. I saw him after the race. He turned the flag, and there was the Wildwood boat he was right in front of him. It looked like they were going to collide. He had to get out of his way. And, of course, there were guys that just, I believe it was Sean Blair from Atlantic City was way behind, and he caught an outside break, Eric, and just blew right by everybody.
Yep, and it's that kind of a race. It's the kind of a race last night where you're never out of it because you could be as far back as third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh place. You catch a wave, and you could win. And we saw that last week with the Dutch Hoffman. The Blair kid from Atlantic City in both races caught great waves, was able to ride them in very skillfully and won both those races. Last night, especially in the singles row, I truly believe that Mike McGrath, his experience in the boat, obviously he's multiple-time South Jersey champion. I've rowed against him for years. Mike is a very skilled oarsman, very experienced out there in the ocean. So his ability to handle an ocean like that last night really gave him a leg up, and he rode a great singles race.
And you'd be remiss without saying, if you don't keep that boat straight, if you
You're in
don't,
trouble.
and when you pop those, Eric, when you pop the oars, you better make sure you have the wave, right? Because if you get off the wave, you got to put that oar back in the fall pin, and that takes time.
Exactly, and Mike did a good job of, from what I saw, shortening up his stroke and keeping the bow down, and really picked up some nice rides on the way in. And a lot of that is just experience and just being a skilled oarsman and knowing how to handle the boat in that kind of surf on the way out, and especially on the way in when you're trying to ride waves. And you can just as easily lose a race on a wave if you jump back too quick and then you fall off the wave, and then somebody passes you because they keep on rowing through. So you just have to know how to feel those things out there in the ocean. And Mike's experience last night really paid off and paid dividends for him as he won the singles. And Blair caught another nice wave too last night. The Brigantine kid wasn't far off them. So you had, it was exciting. Both rows were very exciting to watch last night.
You're listening to the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City and the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association. Eric, how do you feel about guys doubling up? You rows doubles, then the swim goes, then you got singles. In a night like that, and I'm surprised there was 8 guys that rode both in the doubles and the singles. What's your opinion? What's your philosophy? What's your opinion on that?
I've seen people do it successfully, and I've also seen people that probably should only be rowing one. And I know some guys, I truly believe that they're better when they double up. And I think Mike McGrath from Longford really might be better when he doubles up. He's been doing it a long time. He knows how to prepare and get his wind back after a long doubles race, and he's proven to be very successful at it over the years. And, a lot of guys have done it well over the years. But at the same time, I think that some guys might be better off only doing the doubles or the singles. So it just depends on the athlete and the competitor and how they're trained and how they're training during the week. But I think it can be done, and I think Mike's perfect evidence of the fact it can be done very effectively and at a very high level.
Same with Sean Blair of Atlantic City. He doubled up. Jack Seville, Danny Rogers, and I don't think Dennis Bakey of Stone Harbor, who finished 5th. But in those type of seas, you're pulling extra hard. You got to keep the boat straight. You're competing against obviously other racers. It seems to me that you would need more rest, but the results don't prove that.
Well, again, I think it just depends on the guy. I think Mike McGrath is experienced enough, and he's done it for long enough, and he knows how to prepare and do it well. And again, I think other guys might only be better off doing the doubles and let somebody else row the singles. And, really, I think that's a good way to determine that, is to see how your row-offs play out during the week and for each individual beach patrol, and see which guys are able to handle it and row at a high level in the singles after, you're going to get a good 20, 25-minute break with a swim going off, depending on the length of the swim. So, it just depends. But this time of year, it becomes tougher to double up at a high level, because in the earlier races in the summer, you have the doubles always leads off every race. And then you have a lot of events in between. You have the paddleboard, you have runs, you have run suite, you have all these events. But this time of year in crunch time, where you're in the big 3, and especially at the Margate Memorials last night and then the South Jersey this Friday, you just have the main 3. You have the doubles, the swim, the singles. So it will be a very quick turnover from the doubles to the singles. You're only going to get about 20, 25 minutes. So if they are going to do it, you've got to get your feet back under you quickly, get some fluids back in you, but not too much, and be ready to rock and roll for that singles very, very quickly. But some guys have proven to be very effective in doing it over the years.
We're talking with Lieutenant of the Avalon Beach Patrol, Eric Wolf. Eric, now, has your brother been razzing him? I'm surprised I didn't see you last night. I was going to give you a shirt, and I still have one for you. But I gave him one last week.
I'll get it from you this week. I'll get it from you this week. I'm an XL, Billy. I'd love to have it.
We'll give you the Kelly Green. We're sporting the Kelly Green, new Kelly Green locker room shirts. You got to get one. We'll give you one.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting race next week. The scoring was very spread out last night, depending on what the ocean conditions do. this coming week, Friday. You know, I would have to say from a team standpoint, I think Atlantic City is going to be very tough because they do have all three events. They have a strong doubles boat. Their doubles boat's the defending champions. They have a very good swimmer this year, and their singles guy who's doubling up is very, very tough in the singles. So they're very strong in all three. But I don't think you can count out Longport with Mike. I think he's going to be very tough in both events. And, you know, I think Margate, if they can, you know, their singles guy gets it going here a little bit and their doubles boat bumps it up, they have a good swimmer, so they could be in contention. And then I am very, very impressed with that Brigantine doubles boat. They are rowing at a very high clip for the last 2 weeks. They're a very fast boat, so I am very excited to watch them row in the South Jersey next week. I think they're going to be tough, and he's a good singles rower too, so we'll see what can happen. And a number of teams are going to be in this, and that's what makes it exciting. Right?
I'm looking forward to it. All right, Eric Wolf, we really appreciate you taking time. I know you're working today. Get back, get some rest, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good, guys. Thank you very much, and thank you for having us, and thank you for your great coverage this summer. We all appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Eric. There he is, Eric Wolf, part of the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City. Knowledge, experience, integrity, dedication. For rental and sales, call 609-263-7422 or go online at McCannRealtors.com, where you can also keep up with all the South Jersey lifeguarding news and racing schedules, and by the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Looking to buy, sell, or rent at the shore? Call John McCann, broker owner of McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City. Put his 38 years of experience to work for you as a real estate broker and certified general real estate appraiser. John has the knowledge, integrity, experience, and dedication you want and need. Call him at 609-263-7422 or visit McCannRealtors.com or stop by the office at 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle City. Meet with John and discover the McCann difference. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more of the Beach Patrol Report right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, Josh Henning as we're doing the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle, and by the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association. And now on the line, on the sports hotline with us, my co-host for the Beach Patrol races that we cover, John McShane. Good morning, John. John, you there?
Bill.
Hello, yeah, John.
You got me?
Yeah, what are you doing, rowing right now, John? No,
I'm just standing here on the boardwalk in Ocean City.
Is the sun out, John?
Not day.
What'd he say?
What kind of day, John? Breaking up.
We're breaking up. John's breaking up with us. You got to get down there, Carlin, to one of these. You got to be down there next week.
I'm thinking right now. I'm invited to a house party.
All right, we got.
Yeah.
You got McShane? No. All right. All right. So the Seville brothers, Jack and Joe Seville, won the doubles, and we talked about the conditions. Very exciting race. After the race, we had a chance to talk to Jack and Joe Seville from Brigantine. Up on the truck with us now are the Jack and Joe Seville. Little technical difficulty here, but that happened.
You were there. Tell me what happened.
Well, so what happened was it was like the ocean looked like a washing machine.
Okay.
Like just going crazy. I'm good now. And let's play the interview with Jack and Joe Seville for Brigantine. Up on the truck with us now are the Jack and Joe Seville, the Seville brothers of Brigantine, and this is Jack, right?
Yeah, it's Jack.
And there's Joe.
Yeah.
You guys, congratulations on a great race, but I want you, as a doubles crew, first, tell us how difficult that row was with the conditions.
I mean, what really made that row really hard was that it was just start and stop the whole time. We're getting waves over the bow, splashing in the boat. And, Longport got up in front of us for a while, and we were just kind of fighting from behind, and it was good.
How hard is it to keep the boat straight in conditions like this tonight?
It is very difficult, but somehow we managed to do it on the way in. I think we had a somewhat straight course on the way in.
I got to talk to you guys because you guys actually had 3 separate waves coming in. You had the wave on the outside that you rode for a long time.
Yeah.
You had the second wave, kind of intermediate on the inside, not all the way the inside, and then you had the last wave that you took to the beach. You veered a little bit, but you gained your composure and you got it back. Because I thought at one point that it looked like the McGrath and Duffy were up by a little bit on you. But, hey, this is boat racing. This is what it's all about. It's all about the start, the turn, and the finish. And you guys finished this race great. And hats off to both of you. Great race and a great win tonight.
Thank you. And hats off to Longport and AC, too. Yeah, it was a great race. Definitely one of my favorites of all time.
Hey, Jack, let me ask you this question. In the singles row, there were boats like, I think, Longport almost hit Wildwood coming, because Longport turned the flag first, McGrath, and Wildwood was still on the way out. Looked like they were going to hit each other, but there was boats were getting turned sideways. How hard?
Out there.
Yeah, how hard was it to navigate that?
Yeah, I'd say going in the singles, part of the race is just avoiding other boats and stuff. There's a lot of collisions, which is it's fun. It's like bumper cars out there. And
bumper boats.
Yeah, it's bumper boats, and sometimes you just get away for 50 yards, and then you stop, hit a boat, and then pick it up again.
I got to ask you guys, how is it rowing? For Brigantine, knowing that your dad did it for so many years before you. Your dad rode with Rob Canavan for many years. I know the word is
all right, so once again, Mike, for someone like you that really isn't familiar with the
It's all about the water.
It's all about the water, and you can't predict what Mother Nature's going to do.
I liked it when I heard the one guy say, it doesn't matter if you're in 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th, you could be number 1 at the end. If you catch one wave, or 2 waves, boom, you won it. You're always in it.
Do we have John McShane on the hook with us?
I'm back.
All right, John. Talk about the conditions last night. We were just listening to a little bit with the Seville brothers. It was like bumper cars out there. It was nuts.
It was. There were people all over the place. But going back to their description of their finish and Dan Adams, they had 3 separate waves to catch. And they handled each one expertly. They kept their position. It basically launched them into that wind, overtaking Longport there at the very end. And it looked like a comfortable margin because of those waves, you guys. But Longport had them, and Atlantic City wasn't far behind. So it was a very competitive race right up until the end. But, again, we always say you want to be in a position to win. As something like that happens, if Mother Nature smiles good fortune upon you, you have to be ready to take advantage of it. And the Seville guys did a perfect job.
Hey, John, it's Mike. I got a question for you for someone that's just learning the sport. And I'm hearing about the waves and the condition and the boats hitting each other. And, Billy, this is a question I've never had. Can you be disqualified? Can you hit another boat
that's a good question. I
and
don't
be
know.
disqualified from out of the race?
No. Basically, if you intentionally go after somebody, and these people have too much respect for one another that do that, disqualifications occur. For instance, in the doubles, both crew members have to be in the boat when it crosses the finish line. Same thing with the singles. You have to turn a particular direction around your flag, and you have to turn your correct flag. Last night, they turned into the south because the wind was from the south, but I have never seen anybody disqualified for collisions. They're going to happen. And,
there's nothing you can do about it.
So it's not like horse racing,
no,
when a horse hits another horse.
It's not like that.
I keep hearing you guys saying about these boats hitting each other. I'm like, I wonder if you win the race and then you get at the end. No, because you hit so and so.
No, it's not like NASCAR or horse racing. But fortunately, last night in the singles, there were a couple boats that overturned coming in.
Flipped.
Everybody was okay, and that's a good thing. But to have boats flip like that at the finish in surf like that can be a problem. It can be very dangerous. But everything worked out good last night.
We're talking with former lieutenant of the Ocean City Beach Patrol, John McShane, who helped us with the broadcast last night. Zach Vassar from Margate finished first in the swim. There was no Dolan Grisbaum, but Vassar swam a great race, and we had a chance we had an opportunity to talk with him after the race. Let's play that. We just got the swim finished, and of course, Margate won the swim, and we have up here in the truck with us the winner of the swim, Zach Vassar from Margate. Zach, congratulations, man.
Thank you. The race felt good out there. Of course, conditions were a little rough. A lot different than a regular lifeguard race, but a lot of fun. I'm sure everyone had fun. Great competition, as always, and feels good coming out on top.
Now, Zach, you won the long ports in the beginning of the season, and you had a couple, other races since then where you didn't get a first, but you're in the mix.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you do differently to prepare for this particular race?
This one, it benefits us, of course, being home. Of course, I got to kind of set the flag distance, so I've kind of been a little more prepared, I'd say, than some of the other competitors. Of course, having the home crowd as well, rallying behind me. But mentally, just like any other race, go out there, give it your all, and hope to come out on top.
And how does it feel to win the Margate Memorial? So, this is your first Margate Memorial win.
Yeah, first one. Of course, everyone from Margate is here cheering on, so nice catching up with some of my guard friends that are cheering me on as I come in first.
So I got to ask you, Zach. So I actually thought you had a shot at winning last week. You were ahead. You had the best course. You had a better course. Dolan just happened to get up and outpace you and beat you in the run. But I thought your course was better, and I thought your whole swim was better last week. What can you say about this week and compared to last week?
Compared to this one, definitely like the swells. Of course, Dolan unfortunately couldn't be here tonight.
All right, Zach, let's get back. So Zach Vassar wins the swim, and that was a great swim. Just a note, John McShane, obviously Dolan Grisbaum wasn't there, but Zach Vassar, man, he took advantage of the opportunity and won the race.
Right, and we had eyes on him during that swim. He swam a very, very good course, especially considering the conditions. And as Dan said in the interview, he was with Grisbaum last week. So this is shaping up to be a tough battle. I think Zach may have let the cat out of the bag when he said, well, I've got an advantage here. I chose the flag distance. I'm not sure you want that out. But anyway, but the swim is a prescribed, I believe it's around a 14-minute swim. And I think they're pretty close. The winning time was, I think, 13 and change. So they're within the guidelines for the South Jersey rules. But he does literally have a home field advantage for next week. And, everybody else has to be aware of that. You're allowed to come in anytime before the race if you're an out-of-town crew or swimmer and practice the course. Right. You're allowed to familiarize yourself with this, and I'm sure a lot of these guys, if they can get the time off the beach, are going to take advantage of that. But you've got the local kids up there, Atlantic City in particular, and, of course, Margate. Even the Longport swimmer, they know that course very well. They've raced there before. It's easily accessible. If you're down south in Cape May County, it might be a little harder to get up here to practice before the event. But it's shaping up, I think, as a real dogfight in that swim. And don't count out Atlantic City either. They were hanging in there tough toward the end.
Well, the stage is set, John McShane, for a great race next week. Of course, in the Margates, the final total was Atlantic City won the Margates with 11 points. Longport came in second with 9. Brigantine with 8. Margate 6, and Seattle with 3. So I'm really excited about the granddaddy of them all, the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships next week on the beach in Margate.
Right. Bill, before we go, I just want to, we talked about it a little bit last night, and for anybody who missed it, the end of the singles was absolutely chaotic. Some guys, the Stone, we forgot about the Stone Harbor singles. All right. He got on, he was probably the first or second one to get on a nice size wave. Yeah. He fell off a little bit, but he came back to win. He was fourth last night. He was credited with fourth place last night. The Upper Township rower, who I alluded to last night, had one oar left in his boat. He's floundering in the surf. He's using the oar as a paddle, but he got his bow around straight to the beach, waited for the next wave, and rode that in. I mean, good heads-up play by that young competitor.
Very exciting stuff last night on the beach in Margate. John, you did an outstanding job yesterday, and we look forward to working with you this Friday, coming up this Friday in Margate for the South Jersey Lifeguard Championships. Thanks, John.
All right, can't wait. You got it, guys. Take care.
All right, that's going to conclude the Beach Patrol Report, brought to you by McCann Realtors of Sea Isle City, 4111 Landis Avenue in Sea Isle City. Knowledge, experience, integrity, dedication for rental and sales. Call 609-263-7422 or go online at McCannRealtors.com, where you can also keep up with all the South Jersey lifeguarding news and racing schedules, and by the Ocean City Beach Patrol Lifeguard Alumni Association.